Alrighty, I am back. So I think I've actually made this a little bit faster. Let's have a look. Um, it's a little bit faster. Alright, it's better than it was. But anyway, let's get started. So I'm just going to be showing you the direct commands. The commands you need to type in do this. So the first thing you will need to do now, there is a few things because I'm not going to install MariaDB because I've already got it installed. So anyway, let's get started. So come and join me again. I've actually got this working nice and fine. So come and join me. I'm just gonna tell a few friends that I'm online now. Stream it again. Works now. It should be working all perfectly now. And by the way, with this technique, I actually reported a few bugs, which is pretty cool. Okay, so let's just wait until I've got at least one viewer. How's that sound? The low sound? Okay, I'll just increase that. What about now? Is that okay? Is that better? It should be a lot better now. Alright, that's probably fine right there. Awesome. Okay. Let's get started. So as before, my internet was really slow, but now it should be working fine. Let's get started. So I'm going to be using my very low sounds. Is it working better now? Or if I just put this mic a bit closer. What about now? Is that fine? Can you hear me now? I'm just going to put this behind here. That should be fine. Is that like better there? Increase volume. What about now? Can you hear me now? Hello. Cannot hear me. Okay. It says the mic's enabled, so I don't know what's going on there. It says it's like this way. I'll just check to see if it's actually set to my proper microphone. There you go. What about now? This should be fine now. Okay, awesome. Let's get started. So what we're going to be doing is essentially creating a database with all our recon data, and it's going to be all from the Chaos project. Also some custom scans. It's going to be inserted into the database, but only the new subdomains will be inserted to the database so it doesn't clog it up. And then from there onwards, we're going to be able to run scans from the database. Well, it's going to basically fetch all the subdomains from the database, and it will run scans. So just to give you a quick idea what this is going to look like using a bash alias, I have actually done some scans, and it's all inserted to the database, all the new ones. But what we can also do is add a cron rule, a cron job, so it runs daily. It will fetch everything daily and then insert all the new ones in the database. And this has actually helped me. This technique I came up with, it's not a unique idea. I'm pretty sure a lot of other people do it. I think like Nahamsek has done his own thing. But this will help you collect new subdomains every day. So what you're doing when you do use a subfinder or an AMS, it's collecting all subdomains passively from different sources, or even actively, depending on what argument you choose. It's only fetching all of them, but it's fetching subdomains that it's only on those sources. But if you collect everything from Subfinder or with Chaos and then run a scan daily, it will probably find new ones and insert new ones in the database. It's just a good way to collectively select or to collectively find all subdomains. Okay, so subject, by the way, it's going to be on GitHub, and I think it is already on GitHub, but I haven't had a chance to like fix it up. Been very busy. Sorry about that, Nobby boy. It will actually hopefully be fixed soon. Okay, so without further ado, let's get started, hey? So let's do a awesome. It's actually running commencer. So what you want to do, if you want to follow with me, go ahead, because this will really help you a lot. And this is going to be from start to finish. So let's do apt get, or actually just do apt and then a dash y or tac y, and let's install Maria DB and then client. So this should say that it's already installed, because I've already got it installed. Or actually, just wait a minute. Mary, I've got the another B there. So this will say it's already installed. Awesome. So once you've done that command there to install the DB client, you want to do now, instead of client, you want to do server. And this will install the server, which it should say it's already installed, because I've already got it installed. And then what you want to do then is you want to type in MySQL and secure installation. Now, if I don't want to do this because this might override my database, but essentially it's just a step-by-step instructions. It will ask you what you want your root password to be for the database. You can just basically type in one or press enter to just use nothing, but it's probably secure to use a proper password. It's going to just ask you to delete old databases. It's pretty self-explanatory. So then from there onwards, you want to then just type in MySQL, and then you may need to go -u, obviously root, and you may need to type in -p, and the password here if you want to access your database. But sometimes you may not need to type in -p. Obviously, the password go here. No spaces, just right there in front of the P. But mine has already got already filled in. So if you go to MySQL, it's going to do this. Okay, it's going to access your MySQL database. Yeah, sure, I can make it a GitHub. I do have a GitHub for Subnuke, I think. Do you know much about it? Yeah, sure, I can drop that. I can drop the GitHub for Subnuke. Pretty sure it's under Ethical Hacking Playground, and it's under the name Subnuke. Let's just type it in quickly. I think it's like capital. I think it's like that. Let's have a look. I might have taken it down. Let's just see. Yeah, no, it's there. It's there. It's there. It's all there. So, is this what you're after? Just wait. I have to sign into chat. Or open in my browser. Sorry, I have to sign into chat. That's pretty silly. But here's the link here. This should actually have all the code. You can do whatever you want. It's no license. Do whatever you want. I don't even maintain the project. I don't even like it. I do actually like it, but that subdomain takeover from Subnuke. With Subnuke on Microsoft. They don't. So you need to think of the in-scope items in Microsoft. If you're trying to do a subdomain takeover in Microsoft, they're out of scope, because they said so many people report them and they're out of scope. So I'm just a very lucky one that actually I reasoned with them. I made sure that they knew the impact, and they just they approved it. And I think I've gotten Hall of Fame, but no bounty. So if you report something that's out of scope, you won't get a bounty. But anyway, let's get started. So what we want to do is we want to create a database, and I'm just going to call this for a different one than I've got now. I'll just call this I don't know, stream. I'll call it Recon, and I'll just call it Recon Test, just for now. Okay, that's going to create a database called Recon Test. We want to use Recon Test, so we can use that database. And then I'm not going to basically type this whole command, but I'm going to basically show what it looks like. So this one here, if I can find it. This one here, whatever it has to go up. Come on, go up. This one here. Okay, this one here. This is going to create a table called resolved, but if it does not exist. And then it's going to have an ID that auto increments. So it's just ID int auto increment key. And then the data will be a varchar or varchar. You can call it character, a char, or char, depends on how you pronounce it. And it's going to have a total of 255 characters in that data, the varchar. Jesus. And then it will just be not null like that. I think that's like only insert if there's nothing in there. I don't know. But you want to basically create that like that. And then you want to also do another one. Instead of resolved, you want to do subdomains. Alright, let's do that. Alright, that's going to be both our tables that we're going to insert our resolved domains and our just our normal subdomains that aren't resolved. Okay, cool. We've done that. Let's just exit out of the DB. Now, this is something I have to research in order to just do a one-liner to insert information into the database. So, it's pretty simple. How I learned this was just by looking up on Google. Believe it or not, Google is your friend. So what you want to do is you want to go MySQL. You want to type in the database name, which is mine's called Recon Test. And then we're doing -E to execute a query. And then just for now, this is going to return nothing because I've got nothing in the database. But I'm just going to do a select from resolved. Okay. That's going to select all the resolved domains. Obviously, that should return nothing because there's nothing in there. Awesome. So I've got that very first step done right there. Let's have a look at the comments. No worries, CodeByte. This is going to be really good for Recon and finding some vulnerabilities. I actually found a put command enabled on one of these web servers, and I got stored XSS. I could basically upload a file to the server. It's pretty cool. This was just using this recon technique because I don't have to then do subfinders. The thing is with this, with having it on a database, is you don't have to run subfinders that can take. You don't have to run scans against the list of the domains because it could take a while. You just basically fetch it from the DB. It's done. It's really quick to run scans. All right, let's do this. So we've got that done. We're going to make a folder called Recon Test. This is going to contain all our scripts. So the Recon Test here, we're going to go to that directory. And the first script you want to make is insert subs. This is going to insert the subs, the subdomains, not the resolved ones. So let's create this script. There is a thing I may need to show you, or I could just fetch it from one of my other scripts, which is basically how you insert new ones that aren't already in the database. So first of all, we don't have to do the interpreter. We don't need to do that. We're just going to make sure that the argument, you'll probably correct me if I make some mistakes with bash. We want to make sure that the argument, our first argument, which will be the list we're going to put into the subdomain, the subdomain files that's going to be inserted to the DB. So we're going to make sure that this is not empty. If it is empty, we're going to, so that -C will check to see if it's empty. -Z means it's empty. So then just do this. And we're going to go, for the usage, we're going to type in, we'll just go a file name. Something simple. You could probably change this later on. And then we want to just, the next line, the next statement, we're just going to exit if it's, So let's test this out. Let's change the permissions using chmod, and let's change it to +X, and let's go insert domains. There may be an error, but I know how to fix it if it's an error. So okay, so it says usage file name. So we've got that very first done. The very first step of this bash script. So what it's saying is we need to insert a file name if it's not specified. Will it be available? Yeah, it should be on YouTube after the stream. Yes. It should be available on YouTube so you can reflect back on this. Even like I might even make a GitHub repo with all the commands you may need to type into, which would be pretty cool. So you won't need to like memorize the commands or stop the video and then have to copy it. It'll be on GitHub. I'll put it in the description. If you're new to this stream and you haven't subscribed to my YouTube channel, please click that subscribe button. I love you guys so much for doing that. You support me heaps. And I actually have another video coming out soon, and it's about actually, let me just have a look at my Premiere project. It's here, oh my god. It's actually writing very fast Go programs. This will be, you'll be able to watch that too, which is pretty cool. That's going to be coming out pretty soon. I'll probably upload it tomorrow. Okay, let's do the first step. So let's just now, we want to I'm lazy, so I'm actually going to copy some of my other script. So let's do that. and because it took me a while to program this, and it's something I had to research quite heavily. But this, all the commands, all the scripts will be on GitHub. So let's just go back a directory and cat out my actual just gonna make sure that it hasn't got any private stuff I don't want. So let's just do that. Put that over here. Should just contain my wallpaper here. Let's have a look. Okay, let's just make that a little bit smaller. Let's cut that out. Okay, I'm going to copy all of this just because it is quite a bit of code. Okay, alrighty, that should be fine. Let's then nano. Let's go to our insert subs and paste this next line. Again, this will be on GitHub, so let's paste this. Okay. Alrighty, so another thing we need to note is with the chaos project, with all the subdomains, there is a lot of out of scope items. So what we want to do to resolve this is we want to basically, this will be the file, this one here, this say that. The argument 1 will obviously be the file right there. What is going on here? There you go, cool. Okay, so, oh, Jesus. Now it's starting to go slow. Come on, don't do this to me. It's just going slow now. Just, yeah. Let's go up in history. Okay, there you go. It's going to go down. It took a while to... But basically, the file name we specify, it's going to ignore... It's going to cat it out, and it's going to ignore all the out-of-scope domains. And they're like Allianz, Amazon Cloud, all the cloud programs are generally out of scope because they're customers' accounts. So they don't care about... Well, they care about the customers, but they don't really care about the customer's security because that's up to the customer to secure their cloud instance. So here's what it looks like. So we ignore all these subdomains, these bug bound, well, these subdomains here. Sorry, we ignore access.client.b, access.telnet.b, because only telnet.b is in scope. We ignore GitHub because GitHub have a lot of like false positive subdomain takeovers. Same with More Shopify. You can actually include these here, but then just ignore the subdomain takers for those, and a bunch of others we're going to ignore too. But then what we do is we append all the domains to a file called A. And then we want to, next step is to fetch all the subdomains from the database. And then we want to get the second field because usually it's presented in a table with like the ID and all that sort of stuff. So we want to basically only print out the second field, which would be all the data. And I think this needs to be called Recon Test. And then with all the subdomains that are already in the database, we append it to a file called B. And then after that, we want to do this. This is the command here that I had to try and find out. It took ages to work this out. But this one here will move any DB duplicates. So this one here, it will do like an awk, and it will make sure that it only inserts new subdomains that aren't in the database. That's pretty much the magic line right there. I just want to go forward, and I want to call this Recon Test, I think it was called, wasn't it? Okay, cool. So then after that, we're going to make sure that the data we're getting back from the database has some... Oh, well, actually, the database that the files we're getting... So the data we're getting back from the database, if it actually has data, so if the database contains subdomains, then we'll insert the new ones. But else, there's obviously nothing in the database yet, so it'll just basically insert everything that we are basically catted out. And that one there should hopefully work. Let's just call that test again, and we'll run this actually against the database. And what you'll find is it will insert the subdomains into this database. Let's try this out. Let's just change these lines here. Okay, let's just make sure we actually did choose the right right database. Let's yeah, let's just go back in our database and make sure it is the right one. So let's go MySQL. I'm just going to make sure that the database is correct what I specify in that script. And let's go show databases. Show databases. Recon test. Awesome. Okay, so now what we can do is essentially we can go insert subs and then pass in the chaos subdomains, which if you want to know where you get those from, you just go to the chaos project discovery subdomain. I'll just send it in the chat. I think it's .io. All right, so this is what we want to go to here. Actually, I can just kind of just show here. So this is where we want to go to. Now this is where the magic happens too. So I want to go to here, and obviously there's a total records of nearly 6 billion subdomains, and there's been about over like nearly 300,000 in like the last hour. So I want to go here, and if you want to just do all programs, you can, but I generally like to sort out bar with rewards, because, you know, there's nothing better than getting some money from a bounty. So you click on rewards, and you just basically tick that button where it says program and download it, right? Download all the paid program subdomains. And then what you want to do then is you want to upload it to your VPS, or just extract it if you're using your local machine. And that should come in like a huge, should be like I should have a directory with all these subdomains, and I'll show what it should actually contain all the subdomains. So it will have like folders for each domain. So what you want to generally do there is you want to enter the nuclei folder, which contains all the nested folders for the subdomains. You want to go find. You want to go name, which will be you want to basically cat out all the .txt files in the current directory. What that would do is that would go through each directory recursively and print out the txt files. Now this should actually print out the file name of each file in the directory. So what we want to do then is go xargs, and then we'll have the variable being I. So whatever has been the output of find, we'll go into xargs, and it will be stored in a variable called @ this one here. And then want to go bash -c, and then just basically echo out. Actually, sorry, you want to cat out each file, but make sure you put a quote there. If you don't put the quote, it can come up with errors. And then you want to just go t or a new to a file. So we can go t and then the file name, and then file here, and then make sure we put a semicolon, and then close it, and then like that. That command here will basically go through all of the chaos directory and print out all the subdomains and append it to a file I've already got this saved to a file in my Recon directory. So what we want to do now is go insert subs, go to our Recon directory, Recon, and then it's chaos, and then we've got we want all subs, and let's see what it does. So let's just insert. Okay, so it's actually processing right now. So if we just basically now, if we just close it and go MySQL, it'd be called Recon test, and then execute a query called select from subdomains. There should be some in there. Awesome. See what I mean? That's all the subdomains that are being inserted in there. So this is what I meant about the awk command. So you can see the first column is the IDs, and the second is the subdomains. What you want to do is you want to basically put this output into the next command called awk, and if it loads, awk, and want to print out the second field. So how you do this is you put a space, you put a the single quote, and you want to go print, and then the $2, the $, and then the number is the field. So I want to do this. So if we did $1, it would just print out the IDs. This would print out the subdomains. And look at this, awesome. And you can see that there's no duplicates at all, which is pretty cool. We could also run this a cron rule, and it will do this daily. But we might want to do a cron rule, and we obviously need to create a script that would do that would update the database. And again, the process goes with the resolve subdomains the same thing, but we're just going to quickly do a cron rule to get the ID down. So if we go cron, which will be to create a cron rule. I think it's, yeah, no, wait, we have to go cron job. Okay. And that's going to create a cron job. And it didn't work. Let me just have a look. Cron. I might actually not have it installed. No, it comes default with Linux. Just wait. Cron. Let's just have a look at the help. So yeah, cron tab. Sorry, my bad. It's cron tab. So I want to type in cron tab. Now this is going to come up with like a new file, like a new name. It's going to be like a file that we're going to create a cron rule. It's just taking a bit of time. Let's just get out of this. Maybe I need to type in an argument. Let's have a look at the help. Okay. Okay, so we want the file name. So we want to go edit users cron tab. So we want to do -e because that will edit the users cron tab. Let's do that. Awesome. This should open up a file. It's asking us what editor we prefer to use. We'll just do nano just for simplicity. I know this is probably the wrong place to ask this, but do you know if Python modules like py-and-put are made from Python or from C? Because I want to make my own module like that, but can't figure it out. Well, the thing is, with Python, there is some modules that are made in C, but every language is based on C. So I haven't actually py-and-put. Let's have a look at this. I haven't actually looked at that, but I know Python pretty well because I've created a really cool, some really cool scripts with it. So it's called py-and-put. 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 I could pretty much just look at it and know if it's actually written in C, but let's have a look anyway. Because you think about it, it's you know when you use the Windows library, the Windows when you want to do like hooks and stuff like that for in Python, you use Windows module, and you can do like hooks and stuff. Generally that's C. Let's have a look. So your question is it programmed in C? No, I think it would be programmed in Python. But every other language is based on like C or C++. I think it's C because that was the very first language that pretty much, well, assembly was the very first. And then it was like kind of C, then C++. So every other language would be based on C or whatever. But let's just get back to this. Sorry I can't answer your question exactly, Jake. That's a pretty good question to ask. Okay, so what we want to do is from here onwards, we want to specify the cron rule here. So to get an example of what a cron rule looks like, we can just type it in Google, and it should show you what a cron rule looks like. So I'll give you this is also going to be in the GitHub the repo too, because it's really useful to use cron rules. The reason why is because we can run scans daily instead of having to manually do it ourselves. How to use cron rules in Linux. So this is how you basically want to do it. When it loads the page, so we basically want to type in cron tab space tac e, and this is the sort of the format here right there. So this is going to back up using the RSBU program to the internal 4TB H disk drive, and then 4TB external. And so if you look at the example here, so this is example of a job definition. If I just zoom in here, so we've got 0 to 59 is a minute. We've got 0 to 23 is an hour. That's so this one here, it's running it's going to back up every hour and 10 minutes or something. So every hour and 10 minutes, I think it is. I'm not sure. But yeah, it's going to basically back up every hour. So, so it even tells you here. So, here you go. Okay, so this line runs my self-written bash shell script, RSBU, that blocks, that backups all my systems. This job kicks off at 1. So it kicks off 1 o'clock a.m. or just say 1 o'clock a.m. every day. The asterisks in the position 3, 4, and 5 of the time specification are like file globes or wildcards for another time divisions. So this is going to run at 3. So this third one will run it at 4:25 a.m. every day. On the first day of each month. So what we basically want to do is we'll look for one that will suit us, and we'll do it like every hour. So this is going to run it against every 10 minutes, right there, which is probably a little bit too soon. This one here, okay, so you can also use cron hourly. So you can also, this is a lot easier to do actually. So what you can do is you go cron, you obviously want to, how this works. So the sequence is simpler than it first appears. So this is the cron hourly rule. So the cron service runs the cron job specified in etsy/cron.d 0 hourly. So it runs an hourly job. This is exactly what we want. So let's edit that file there. We can just go to that directory because it will be all pretty much the same for pretty much all Linux distributions. So let's go, because you know that one we just created was a temporary one. That was what we're going to like create a new one. Let's do that. Let's just go back to our here. So this is going to be an hourly job. Let's edit that. So it says the contents of causes the shell script located in cron hourly to run. We probably don't want to do that. Just wait a minute. We'll do this again. So we want to go cron tab -e. I want to create a new one. Let's just go run cron rule hourly. And this will really help us a lot now. Here you go. This is what we want. There's even a website called Cron Tab Guru, which is like, I guess, a lot of people that write cron rules. So every 1 hour, let's have a look how they do it. Awesome. And then once we do this, we run the cron rule. We should be able to do it. So a minute. Hey, here we go. Look at this. It actually tells us. It gives us a little calculation. So this is going to run. This is really cool. It's actually a cron rule. It helps us understand it. So this is going to run at 1. I guess it's 1 day. So this is the hour. So it's going to run every hour. If we do 2, it's going to run at 2 o'clock. 3 will be 3 o'clock. So we kind of want this. We can even specify the day of the month that we want to run scans, or the day of the week. So we can go, just for instance, the second day of the week, which would be 1 o'clock every Tuesday. That's cool. I like that. I like that actually. Let's do 1 o'clock every Monday, or do a scan. Let's do this. So we just want to run that, and we want to put this down here. Let's put that there. Now we want to type in a command. So this is where we would put in our subfinder command, or basically our run attack command, or whatever. So what we're going to do here is we're just going to save this, and we're going to create a script that's going to do all this for us. So we're going to basically go now run, I don't know, scans, and this is going to basically do a subfinder on all of the root domains. So this is what we're going to do. This is going to be pretty nifty. So I'll show you what I'm going to do here. I will just do the, yeah. So this is actually in our recon directory. Recon chaos roots.txt. And then we're going to basically we're going to do a silent flag. And we're going to tee it out to a file. We'll just append it. We'll just append it. Teeing out can take a bit of time. We'll tee it out to new.txt. New.txt. And then do you remember we created that bash script, so we want to go insert subs.txt .sh, and then we'll do our new.txt. And after it's done that, we want to then go remove new.txt just to clean things up a bit. Awesome. So now, where am I getting this roots.txt from? Now this is pretty cool. So what I've done is I've obviously gotten all the subdomains of chaos. But what I've done, I'll show you a little trick here to get the root domains. So I've gone recon, chaos, whoops. Recon, and then chaos. And again, we've got all .subs, right? That's going to be like all of the subdomains, right? But we just want the root. We just want this one here. So what we're going to do is we're going to reverse it. And this is what it's going to look like. Let's do it step by step. We're going to reverse it. The domains are going to be reversed, right? But what you'll realize is we can easily grep for the the second field, the first and second, which will give us the root domain. So let's go reverse, and then let's go awk. No, cut. Sorry, we need to cut the delimiter. So let's cut the delimiter, and we want to do the dot, and then the first and second field, which will be basically it will print out the root domains. So it look like. Oh, what have I done there? This is what it looked like. Ready? Watch this. Boom, and it's saying standard input invalid. What is going on here? What is going on here? Let's have a look at this. We need to fix it up. Okay, because it's doing let's just I think it's got that really like it's got that character we need to get rid of. Let's try this again. Yeah. So what we need to do is we need to kind of like clean up this this file a bit. It's got a really weird character in it. It doesn't like. Let's just get rid of that. All right, let's get rid of that. It's going to take a while to read the list. Actually, do you know what I might actually do? Just do a file that's just the paid programs. It might not take that much longer. So let's go back and let's just again cat out the file. But we're going to do. I think I've got another file called chaos paid. Let's do that one instead. It might not take us long. So let's do chaos paid. There you go. So as you can see here, it's just going to do the root domain. See, if we did it before, it would be all the subdomains. So this is going to only print out the root domains. And we want to sort this, and then from now on, we can run subdomain scans on all the root domains and certain new ones into our database, which is pretty cool. You said. Probably could have, that's probably a smart idea, but we'll just stick with this because it's a lot simpler. We could have used sed and just replace those stupid characters, but it's all good. So let's sort out unique. Now what this is going to do is it's only going to sort out the ones that are, it's going to remove all the duplicates. Now this will have all of the chaos paid programs, root domains, the root level domain. Now, if you don't know what a root domain is, think of it as like this. You've got www.google.com. That's the root domain, or google.com. But then you might have a division of that domain, which might be mail.google.com. They're all subdomains. So generally what a brute forcer does is it will brute force the words for the subdomains and check to see if they're actually alive. Okay, that's that done. I've already got my root domains, but this is what you'll generally type in and then just append it to a file. Okay, so let's just run. Let's just finish off this cron rule. So let's go cron, cron, if it will work, tab-e, and this is when we want to specify that run scan tool. So we want to specify the full path. So we go root, and it'll be recon test, and then it'll be can't remember what it was called. Oh no, silly. Root, recon test, and then it was run scans. Cool. Let's do this. Let's hopefully this works just without I might have to change the permissions. Yeah. Okay, let's just do an SH here. Bash, sorry. Awesome. That's going to now run scans. Let's just cut it out. Let's make sure I've got it all correctly written. It's always good to double check your code, as you all know if you're programmers. Run scans. Though this isn't code, this is scripting. Go languages coding and C and all those languages that need to compile. Okay, let's have a look at this. Okay, awesome. It's just running the subfinder. It's not tearing out the output. We don't want to do that. Okay, cool. So let's just enter our cron. Cron tab rule. And yeah, let's do this. So we want to go. Well, yeah. Run scans. We're going to type that in. That's our script that's going to run the scans. And it did do that, didn't it? Had to do that. Let's go forward a directory. And we want to just go to the end. Come on. It's starting to run a bit slow now. Forward a couple more. One more. No, one more again. And no, we need to go forward a couple more. There you go. Awesome. Now, we do want to run the bash command because it is a bash script. And we could just change the permissions. Then we didn't have to do it, but it would do this. Oops. Okay. Bash. And that's basically the cron job done there. That's done. So it's going to run at 1 o'clock every Monday. This script, this run scan script. And then it's going to insert the new domains into the DB. So now what we want to do is we want to start the cron service. So we're going to go service. We're going to make sure it isn't already started. So we're going to go service. We're going to go cron and then status. Status. And this is going to tell us if the cron service is running. It shouldn't be by default, but let's just double check. It shouldn't be by default. Oh, it is. Okay, doesn't matter. It is. But we do want to restart it just because we've got a new, we've edited it. So let's restart it. And then, basically, once we restart it, it's running. It will do the scans every Monday on 1 o'clock. Kaboom. Let's just make sure we are, it's all working because you generally, if you make an error, it will come up in this here. Perfect. As you can see, it's all working fine. Awesome. So basically, that's going to run scans every Monday at 1 o'clock. But then we can also create another script that will run nuclei. Now, nuclei, if you don't know what it is, but it's basically a vulnerability scanner. It has YAML rules, and it will append like endpoints that are vulnerable and things like this. It might even just it finds vulnerabilities for you. It's pretty cool. I've got scans run at the moment, and I get notifications on my Discord, which is pretty cool. And I'll show you how to do that too, because I love helping you guys learning, and I love helping you guys learn, and I want you to get bounties and succeed. So obviously nuclei is on GitHub. You want to download that. Oh, I got a sore bum. You want to download nuclei, and you want to download Notify. And that's from GitHub too, made by Project Discovery. And then with that, append that. You can basically run scans, and the output of the scans put into Notify, and it will send you alerts on Discord or Slack. It's pretty cool. Therefore, you're the first one to report it. So this is nuclei right here. That's just really slow. The internet is really laggy at the moment. Make sure I've got my data still going, my phone's still charging. Awesome. Alrighty, I don't know why it's... here, now it's starting to load. Okay, Notify, put that in. Okay, so it's basically simple. All you want to do is just, obviously install Go language, which is pretty simple. Do you know how I like to install Go language? I just use Nahamsek's bug bounty hunting tools. Does it all for me. Or I can just look at the shell script and copy that bit of code, bit of script. And this is what a YAML rule looks like. So this is pretty much what it'll do. So if you want to create your own, pretty cool. You can create them pretty simply. So the ID would be the I think like the, I don't know, it might just be what nuclei uses for figuring out what rule it is. The info is about who created it. So the author would be you. The name of the YAML rule, the severity on how severe it is, obviously severity, and the requests will be like the method if it's a get or a post request. The path is the path of, so the base URL. So that's like an endpoint or the URL. Then the extractors, you want to choose like regex. And then you want to match this regex with the response body. And then you just run it. So it's pretty cool. And then once you actually install Go language, you can just download it from the release section right there. Right there. And then after that, you want to download Notify, which is like, again, this is a notifying program written in Go language. Pretty much all their programs are written in Go language. Go language is a really cool program. It runs pretty quick. And then this will just notify your standard output has been changed or updated. So when it gets a vulnerability, it will go boom, send it through to Discord using the webhooks. And if you don't know what webhooks for Discord is, it's just basically a way to use the API to do your own things, like create a bot. It's pretty easy to create pretty much all you want to do is create a server. You create a server, and then with that, you want to create a channel. And then after that, you want to go to the settings of the channel, and then there's a thing called integrations. And then you want to, it should say like create webhook or whatever. And then you want to create the webhook, change an icon or whatever, and then copy the webhook, copy the webhook URL. And then you can just pretty much configure the notify to have it like a config file like this. So this would be your Discord web URL, and then obviously your Discord equal the true. So you only need these two lines here for Discord, and then you just want to put that in this directory here, and then source your profile, and then what you want to do, lastly, is you want to create your attack script. We'll call this run attack .sh. And basically what the attack script is going to do is you fetch all the subdomains from, well, the resolved ones. Obviously we're just doing subdomains because we haven't put the resolved ones in, but you want to generally do resolved ones of nuclear. You want to search through all the resolved subdomains through your database. So you'll do recon _test. And then you do the query, which will be select from subdomains. But this will just be your live domains, your solved ones. And then from there, you want to awk out. Remember the second field, because that's the that's going to be the domains or the data. And then you want to pipe this to, want to sort it just in case. And then that will pretty much be it. Then you can just pipe that to your favorite tool like Nuclear. Okay, let's run that. So if we run attack, just do bash run attack. That's going to fetch all the subdomains from the database. Oh, actually, did I do one? Yeah, I did one. My bad. Errors happen all the time. Well, because I'm over here. Trust me, errors happen all the time. Boom, 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 and boom. Okay, run attack. Now, this didn't have to be called run attack. We could just call it like fetch domains. Then what you want to do is you want to pipe it to a nuclear. Choose the template directory. Nuclear templates. And then if you want to get really crazy, you can choose only sort the templates by severity. It's generally what I do. And then I choose critical and then high. But the thing is, if you have a VPS and it's pretty powerful, you can do screens, and then you put like different scans in the background in your screens, which will just keep alive and going all the time. So that is pretty much what we want to do, and then want to do we want to then pipe it to notify, and then that will just notify me when a vulnerability has been detected or found by nuclei. Again, we could even create this we could even like put this all in the run attack script and put that in a cron job. That would be pretty cool as well. Because the thing is, when you run a nuclei scan, it's only running it on the file. It won't update the file as it's scanning. So new domains that have been inserted into the database, nuclei won't scan the new ones if it's already ran on the state that it was ran on. So if you know what I mean, it's pretty confusing, but that is pretty much it there. That is pretty much all it. That's taken about it's only taken just under an hour. Okay. Look at that. It's only been about 50 minutes this stream. I do hope you liked this video. You know, the support from you guys have been absolutely nuts. Like, Jesus, I've actually got over 1,000 subscribers. All I need now is the watch views, and then I'm monetized. So I'm really happy, and I'm just like so thankful for you guys to help me out like this. It's amazing. It's been a great you've been all great support. But yeah, I hope you liked this video. Give me a thumbs up if you like it. Thumbs down, it's up to you. If you don't like the video, it's your life. You can do whatever you want. If you give me a thumbs down, it makes me sad, but there's nothing I can do about it. You get the people that do that all the time, but it's their choice. Also subscribe, click on the notification bell. And without further ado, I will make some more videos, and I'll let you